Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your host, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So I just got something real quick for you. I'm gonna run two videos. And I want y'all to listen to this woman tell like a secondhand story about how an associate or friend of hers basically wanted to leave her man, but it was a good man. And the lady telling the story couldn't figure out why she was trying to leave that man. And this is why I titled it Modern Women Should Be Avoided at All Costs, because, well, we'll get into it. But let me go ahead and I'm going to share the screen. Let me see. Oh, I'm wondering which one. I think this is the first one. Yeah. Okay.
Talking about divorce.
Nope, wrong one. Because it looks identical. So. Okay. Here we go.
He was emotionally open and available. Every time I come over and hang out with both of them, you know, he was so talkative and emotive and empathetic. I thought, wow, they're the perfect couple in my opinion. Two beautiful teenage children, perfect life.
Right.
I used to drop things off at her house. She would tell me, oh, can you drop this off? And I would go over and he would be in the house cleaning. I mean, Ajax and Pine Sol and Windex and mops out. And he would ask me, you know, Demi, how does everything look? Do you think she'll be happy? Is this up to a woman's standards?
I don't have a coffee mug with me. Otherwise, this would be a time I take a sip of that coffee, right? He would clean. This man would clean. He would help out in the house, which there's nothing wrong with helping out. But the extent he was willing to go to please his wife, I hope, was grateful.
He was that she'll be happy and her depression will lift and she'll finally be able to lose the weight once she gets rid of her husband. And I was trying so hard to talk to this woman and she would get angry with me. And I said to her one day, I don't want to say her name, but I said, hey, you know, what is it that he does that is so bad? Please just put it into words for me. Tell me, what does he do that is so bad? And she couldn't think of anything. And she sat there for a couple of minutes pondering. And then she came up with, he leaves apple cores on the nightstand. That was all she had. Apple cores on the nightstand because he would eat an apple before falling asleep.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
Then she started talking about.
Okay. So you saw part 1 and part 2. And I wish I had known what TikTok that come from looked like a TikTok. I would have gone to it because it looked like a story time. But just taken from what we saw just now, modern women need to be avoided because they don't have any sense, not only of loyalty, but there really is no love. Like there's no solidarity. There is no true sense of relationship, emotional connection. No sense of making things work, improving anything, appreciating anything, highly ungrateful, highly just, and that's almost the worst part, being an ingrate. Just not being grateful for the blessings that you have, and always looking towards what you don't have, what's missing, what's not there, instead of concentrating and thanking whatever God you worship for what you have. Now, from this short story, we are looking at, we are hearing about the description of a man that supposedly has everything that feminism says men are supposed to have: empathy, emotional intelligence, willing to help out around the house, willing to split the chores, willing to, cater to you and things of that nature. He don't cheat. He don't step out. He don't treat you bad. He don't talk to you crazy. He doesn't belittle you. He respects you. He loves you. They have teenage children. So this is a couple that have been together for quite some time. And then she described the lady and said if the lady was telling her that her depression would lift and she'd be able to get rid of the weight. Those are red flags. So you mean to tell me you sloppily around that house, slopping around, being depressed and fat? And that's why that man got to clean up, because his wife is overweight and you depressed. So, one of the signs of depression is not caring about how you look, not caring about how you present yourself. Sometimes your hygiene go down. You are listless. You don't have any energy for anything. So if you're running around here overweight and depressed, that means he's also not getting any sex. At least not on a regular basis, and probably not any good sex, because you don't have any interest in activities that used to interest you when you are depressed. For these women to be living their best life, why all y'all so depressed? That might be another stream. But aside from the whole depression thing and why y'all are so depressed, leaving him does not cure your depression. He's not making you depressed, baby. You depressed. That doesn't have anything to do with the other person, unless that other person is creating a hostile and oppressive environment where you are being abused and you are being that. No, he's not the cause of the depression, and nothing that he does is going to alleviate the depression. That's the other thing. So leaving him does what? She just want to be back in these streets. She just want to be back in whatever street she came from. These modern women have to be avoided at all costs because they don't actually want the things that they say that they want. They don't actually want stable relationships. They don't actually want men who are good to them. They don't actually want men who are stable. They don't actually want men to bring order to their lives and help them. And no, they want to be able to have a man around and still engage unfettered and unrestricted in her own chaos. And as soon as that man doesn't allow all of that chaos around him and he requires peace or what have you, that's when she get antsy. And that's when she gets talking about divorces. And he too nice. The fact that she couldn't think of nothing. She's the problem. Avoid them. If she's not traditional, and I mean from the word go, if she's an older woman and she don't have no track record of being able to maintain a long-standing marriage or relationship prior to you, don't even bother. Don't even bother. And there are some women that's going to get caught in that net that may not deserve that net, but at this point, because that ripped the heart out your chest. You doing everything in a marriage to uphold the marriage, and then the other person just snatch that rug out from under you like that. She's willing to tear up the family that their children are teenagers. They're not old enough for that. It's grown children that didn't want to see their parents get divorced and didn't handle it well, and they was already adults and out the house. Anyway, I want to know what you guys think. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.